Thank you, Secretary Gorbea. It's wonderful to be here and to have a chance to tell you a little bit more about the partnership of Shall Not Be Denied and what the values and opportunities are for this initiative. So, the Council of Humanities and the Department of State have been working together for several years in a coalition of many organizations to advance civic education through a variety of ways. The Council is a grant maker in civic education. We also have developed in partnership an app and a website titled Road Tour, and I hope if you haven't downloaded it yet, you will. But the Door Rebellion Tour is a really good precursor to understanding the women's suffrage effort. And the Department of State's education efforts, the many informational resources, the civic leadership of the department, the record keeping of the department, and the movement around the very important state archives have been all ways that we are working in concert to connect historical engagement, cultural heritage, and civic education. So it made sense to work together to commemorate and to explore the meaning, the many meanings of an important milestone in civil rights, the centennial of the ratification of the 19th Amendment stating women's right to vote. We knew that many shared this commitment and that there would be many events, programs, exhibitions, and performances connected to the 19th Amendment this year. So our goal was not to invent a new wheel, but rather to bring together and to amplify those events taking place statewide, as well as to inspire new approaches and to create a quilt of engagement with the idea that out of many comes a pluralistic whole, a sense of identity broader than any single event. In September, we co-hosted an event right here in the State House Library that brought together over 30 historical, civic, library, museum, and arts organizations and leaders to discuss the possibilities of this initiative. And so much was already being planned and imagined. We also discovered emergent themes as part of the discussion. The perspectives conveyed through this group were fundamental to the complexities of the history. These perspectives, which will be engaged through the events connected to Shall Not Be Denied, are expressed through the core values of the partnership. And I want to recognize Logan Hinderleiter, the Associate Director of Grants and Partnerships at the Humanities Council, who is taking us through the website. So the core values that emerged from this important convening in September were, first of all, accessibility. That the work be accessible to all Rhode Islanders who want to plan or attend events and programs commemorating the centennial of the 19th Amendment. And that they be relevant, that we connect this historical moment to contemporary issues that impact our community's abilities to exercise civil rights, including voting. And that the events reflect an inclusivity, that diverse perspectives would be represented, and that it would be possible and there would be room to acknowledge the gaps in the narrative of women's suffrage and the complexities of the relationship of women's suffrage to other movements for rights. And that there would be further dialogue on voting rights in the United States. And that fourth, empowerment, that this would be a way to empower us from all backgrounds to engage with history, draw inspiration and lessons from the past, and to take action for our future. And then finally, diversity, that commemorating the centennial of the 19th Amendment requires a mindset and a set of practices that center and prioritize diversity. And by amplifying a range of events that are going to be defined and promoted by distinct organizations and people, it was really important that this be an umbrella for unique perspectives. and that it will, that umbrella for different perspectives will be a way to amplify the importance of this historical moment, but also the work that remains to be done. And so one of the things that this convening also engaged with was, what does an initiative like this look like? And this being Rhode Island, the design of the initiative is important. So we worked collaboratively with Jen Long, and Jen, if you want to raise your hand. Jen is an artist and a designer in lots of different ways. Her company is named Pivotal Design. But Jen was tasked with weaving together the feedback from this group and to unearth and to visualize the themes of a tapestry of different kinds of events, the idea of this being an unfinished journey, and yet the idea that there is forward momentum. And then in one of the brainstorming sessions around the design, I don't know who, I wasn't there, but somebody realized that the 19th Amendment, the Roman numeral for 19 is XIX, which resonates with the cross-stitching and embroidering traditions in women's arts and crafts, as well as women's historic connections and labor in the textile industry, and thus a design was born. So XIX, shall not be denied, is meant to evoke the long history of women's labor in Rhode Island, both at home and at work, and through the stitches of the XIX, while reminding us that there's still more work to be done. So the forward push of the design is important. The partner resources section of the website, shalldnotbedenied.org, point to how people and organizations can participate and have their events showcased. So this is a resource for anyone who wants to participate, and I want to emphasize that while there are already many organizations who are aware and are planning to participate, this is an open process, and we want as many events, performances, exhibitions, research projects as possible to be featured. So if you have something that you want to do, just get in touch with us through the website, and we'll work with you on how to get it posted and for you to be able to use the design. So participants will post their events to the Shall Not Be Denied calendar, and there's already several events posted on the calendar, including another event coming up just this week by the Women's Fund of Rhode Island, an amazing concert series by Rhode Island College coming up in March. But there's going to be many, many more, so check back frequently to the calendar to see what's going on. And by using the brand, the initiative will create cohesion and connection across these many statewide events, performances, and exhibitions. And I'm also really pleased to say that we have more help for this through Brown University's program in Public Humanities, a current master's student in Public Humanities at Brown, Sharon Lynn, will be coordinating the website, calendar, and branding resources. So we will all, in turn, be promoting these events through the calendar and through social media. So please check the calendar frequently and follow the Instagram that's at XIX Shall Not Be Denied. It's going to be really interesting. There's already a lot of really great posts on the Instagram. There's also, for educators and others, there will be many educational resources that will be populated on the educational resources page. There's a few there now already, including this timeline of women's suffrage and a window into how you can engage with the women's suffrage collection of the state archives. And you can see some of those artifacts and documents right over there behind us. So more educational resources will follow soon. So that's an introduction to the partnership, the goals of what we're trying to do, and the website as a resource. Thank you.